Hey everybody, welcome to Color Conversations with Crawford Street. I'm Tanner. I'm the founder and lead designer of Crawford Street Designs, a full-service design company in Marietta, Georgia. And we do so much with color. We just live our world in color. Sherwin-Williams happens to be kind of our color language. And that's just kind of the terminology that we refer to colors in Sherwin-Williams. And we have found just over the years in so many different types of projects and designs and different types of clients, we have found that color can seem very intimidating. And the fact that color is a mixture of something and, it has light reflective values and all these things like that, it can seem very just hard to even approach it. Like, where do I even start? And, it starts to seem more like recipes and formulas instead of feelings. And we really, truly believe and have seen the power of the feeling that color evokes and the vibe that it gives off. And not just one color, but color pairings and color families, and how they really make a huge dramatic difference in a space for not only the owner of the space, but the partaker, the viewer of the space. And so, like I said, we just found that to make color more approachable, we started giving life to the colors, giving personalities to colors, and really saying, well, don't think of it as brown. Think of it as taupe with a grayish undertone or something, So again, when you break colors down into different features and different feelings and different highlights and cautions, then color seems not as daunting. And it seems like I can totally pick this color for my house. And not only that, it takes out the whole, I'm just going to guess at a color and just hope that this works. And it really it brings you into the project. It really says, this is for me. I did this because this color spoke to me. These pairings spoke to me. These partnerships worked for me. And then I put them in my space, and then so your space ends up really reflecting you and what you wanted it truly to be. And it's not like an almost there, like I almost got what I was going for, or it's not like I love everything about it but this. It's a true, I was thoughtful and intentional when I did this, and it reflects that in my space, So that's what we're here for. We are here to make color approachable. We are here to make it have a personality for you so that your color adventures are fun and they are memorable, and you feel truly like you got the right color for you and for your space. So right now we are in our spring collection. We're nearing the end of it. And today's color is a beautiful, subtle color that just, when you're talking about evoking feelings, it is just calming, reflective. Like, it really makes you think you can just stop whatever you're doing and think. And it is soothing, and it's very lovely. It's a very nice spring color because it represents color, but it's not fully into color yet, right? Like, there's not all that saturation in there. It's just we're stepping slightly into color, and it's beautiful. So today's color is Sherwin-Williams 6191 Contented. Okay, so it's like a green, which you can kind of tell off the bat. You can also see that it's very muted. So the green, like I said, is so subtle. And it's not a gold green. It's not a warm green, not a bold Kelly green or grassy green. It is a green with even like slatey, gray, blue undertones. So it even can kind of go into that coastal inspiration kind of style if you wanted it to, but it's gonna lean more green than blue. So even though it has a cooler blue undertone from the green, the main color is still gonna give off a green. So if you're here, you should know I want something about this color to read green. And if you're wanting it to be a little more seafoam or a little more teal, then you should go look at Oyster Bay, or, you know, some other colors in Sherwin-Williams, because this one, like I said, even though it's got the green with the blue undertone, it is definitely green, okay? But it is such a subtle, soft green. It is nothing like rugged green. It's not anything like foresty, evergreen. It is just barely like I said, it is just hinting into getting in the color of green. So places that this looks very, very, very great on are exteriors, because again, it's hinting into the colors that are usually surrounding a house, you know, landscaping, grass, trees, all that, bushes, but it's not there. So it's still going to give plenty of contrast from those other greens, but it's going to just tie in well. And it's also, like I said, because it does have that blue undertone, it gives it an airy feel. So even though it's green and it feels very nature inspired, it also feels very light and airy because of that bluish undertone. And then again, like we always say, anything that's muted is so easily used in residential applications because of the mutedness. So like, even though we're talking about this being a soft green color and it's not really rugged or anything, it could absolutely pair nicely with a bold brick or a stone. The color is muted. Like I said, it's subtle enough that you're just barely into color. So if you do have this and you have, or you're looking at this and you have brick or stone or whatever, know that that's okay. It's subtle enough and it's calm enough to play with a lot of other standout features on a home, but it's also color enough to where it's not just gonna, you know, look like, oh, they have a gray house. It's going to, especially when you get it in the sun, it's going to read that soft green. It really is. And like we always say, it always depends on what you surround it with. So if you have a pure white color as your trim, you're going to read more of that green. Wow, someone is bumping out there. They sure are. Thanks, guys. So it's still going to read green. It's not going to read gray. Now, on a cloudy day, if you don't get a lot of natural sunlight, or if you're talking about somewhere for interior, you are going to see more gray, and it's not going to be bold green in your face or anything like that at all. But I do want you to know that the color family is green. And so if you are trying to incorporate this into an already existing color palette, be mindful of that this is a color that you're putting in there. But say that you already have a family of greens or a family of browns or taupes or whatever. This is not so much color that it can't fit in with most palettes. It really is a beautiful, subtle, just barely there green. And another thing is, you know, kind of going the opposite way. If you don't have any brick or any stone, this is a beautiful, by itself, makes a statement without needing a lot of other things to make it pretty. You know what I mean? Like, it's so subtle with just the right amount of natural but muted color in there that it really is just elegant on its own. Like I said, it's nice and airy on its own. So if you don't have, you know, this dramatic rock feature or this really great, you know, slate roof or something, that's okay. This can be on a very basic build. This is still going to be a beautiful, beautiful color. Its LRV is 52, right in the middle. So whether or not you have a dark roof, a light roof, dark gutters, light gutters, dark trim, light trim, however you would want to then highlight this or make it work, it is so a perfect medium to where you're going to get, like I said, if you already have an existing palette or you already are working with a lot of existing materials on the outside, it's just going to incorporate itself really, really nicely. Subtle color, elegant already on its own, light and airy, but it's a medium color. So it's going to give good contrast away from actual white. You know what I mean? And then on the interior, another place this looks beautiful is, well, lots of places. bedrooms, bathrooms, again, it's not so much color that you're like, wow, so this is a green room. It's not at all. But it is enough to where nothing feels stark, or if you have this great fabric in your bedding, or if you have this great piece of artwork, it's going to allow other colors to really, it's going to play into that, and it's going to allow them to really be the standout feature because it's such a just subtle, nice backdrop color. It's soothing. Like I said, in the bathroom, a lot of times you get harsh vibes from hard materials, hard surfaces, and there's not a lot of textile or anything in a bathroom. And so a color like this that has a softening, calming, soothing effect by itself can kind of sometimes balance out the harshness of something like a bathroom. And another place this looks beautiful is cabinetry. So again, for all the same reasons that I'm describing, say you have a black countertop and you want to lighten things up a little bit, but you don't want white cabinets, you know what I mean? Or say the opposite, you have a white countertop and you want a light cabinet or a color cabinet enough to make sure that the white countertop stands out as white, but you don't want to go full bold, right? You don't want to go color. This is a great, beautiful cabinet color. A lot of times people will use the powder bathroom or the laundry room as a place to get a subtle color cabinet. That way you don't feel like you went like crazy out of the rest of the color scheme of your house or whatever. But this is so gentle enough to, like I said, just incorporate itself into an already existing kind of style. But it's got its own color enough to be like, I'm stylish. I was intentionally supposed to be a bit green. So all those places, all those reasons, if you're here because you need a just magical green that just almost transports you into somewhere where you're just like, I can do this. I can get this done. I can concentrate. I can find my peace of mind. This color is really going to do that for you. So offices, bathrooms, cabinetry, exteriors, it's lovely. Like I said, when you want a hint of green, that's a cooler green, and that's muted enough to really be able to use in larger aspects, whole exteriors or whole kitchen cabinetry. It's just it's a really great balancing color because of its medium LRV, because of its green and blue undertone. It's just a beautiful, subtle, very subtle, but beautiful, elegant color. So if you feel like this is your color, that is so cool. I hope that we helped you, confirm that. And if not, and you feel like you still need to talk about it some more, feel free to reach out or comment. And if you feel like this is not your color and you're like, is there enough that's maybe a little more green or whatever, and you want some help determining that, then reach out. We would love to help. And if you haven't subscribed and you want to have more color conversations with us, then subscribe, and we will see you next time. Okay, bye guys. Have a great day.